What's up, everybody? This is Drew Davis, Black Book Ninjas, coming at you, making a video this time for my landlords. Thinking back to what things were like for me when I was first getting going in the investment real estate game as a landlord, accidental rentals, and not really knowing what to do out of the gate, especially when I was smart enough to go ahead and get the tools that I needed, right? The right assets on my team, not just personnel, but tools, right? And processes, and actually starting to think through what makes sense to be able to do so you could get some repeatable wins in the game. And I was thinking about that recently when I was sharing in one of my latest podcast episodes talking about a framework for success in rental real estate for that newer landlord, for that landlord that's got one or two properties, handful of properties, and really trying to look to systematize things and optimize the way that they do business to make the investment really as passive as possible, the way it's advertised, right? Mailbox money, or in my case, the way I like to look at it, inbox money. So the reason for making this video is I had a cool question come across my way recently that was asking about how you streamline some of your landlording operations, especially if you've got, you might have a sophisticated CRM tool, some software to help you manage your contacts, do some marketing, help you with processing information, like as far as in the form of contacts that come into your world online and they want to share information with you. They might want to apply for a rental property that you have. So being able to look at things like rental agreements, lease agreements, being able to look at rental applications and how you can apply the natural process of what do you do when you get a rental app in? Okay, I want to process this information, and then I'm gonna go through my next steps to do my necessary evaluations of the credentials and the preparedness of this person to be a good candidate for move-in. And so when you look at that and you try to apply that to some sophisticated tools that are out there, the biggest thing you can do is keep it simple and make sure that you're looking at the process first and applying the process into the platform so that you can get the most momentum towards your profits. So case in point, a question that had recently come my way was having to do with something as simple as, hey, how do I take my lease agreement and my rental application and integrate that into REI Black Book, right? Which is the CRM we use for managing our rental real estate. And so one of the things that I started thinking about was, man, a great question, because there's a whole bunch of ways you can do it, right? You don't have to necessarily have tools and automation to get this done. 2 printouts and a couple of signatures with all the lines filled in and done deal. Keep all that in a safe place, make 2 copies for both sides. That could be a simplified process. And then I started to think, well, a little bit more involved from that, you could go and throw together, you could take advantage of one of the websites that are available in REI Black Book and build out a rental template and start to, get your forms inside of a website that's all about your rentals, right? Build out an application form right there and be able to process it and set tasks to review it and things like that. No different than you would if you got a piece of paper with someone's name on it saying, I want to rent your place. So thinking through that, saying, okay, well, you could go to the website and leverage some of the templates, which would be a big time saver there. But then some people want to customize it and take it further, and they might have other tools that they're bringing to the table. They might have e-signatures softwares they might want to integrate. And I say, okay, well, in that case, some of the best e-signature softwares that we've worked with, they've got all kinds of integration. You can attach them to third-party tools like Zapier. They will typically, the good ones will natively integrate with some of your known and trusted cloud platform tools like Google Drive or Dropbox. So you can get the process started just by even having an e-signature tool in your repertoire and saying, okay, well, I'm going to have these forms. They might be paper forms that I turn electronic and use that to get the process started. And now I'm just saving a link or note in a contact record as to where to get those files, right? Or just upload them to the contact record so you've got them there for safekeeping, which is also pretty cool. And then I kind of thought for a moment, I was like, well, what would a ninja do, right? How would I really want to automate this? And I started to see an even longer list or a bigger realm of possibilities. And they kind of span the gamut, right? There's integrations. You bring Zapier into the mix. You could start to take specific emails that you get and bring those into your CRM. You could take the e-signature software and connect that to the CRM itself through Zapier, right? And maybe fire off the signed written lease agreement for them to review and sign. And once all that's completed, the automation fills it all out on the back end, pops it right back into the CRM and kicks off new workflows. That's kind of how I would go about doing it, is really having the whole process automated end to end. So once I click a button here, it's like I flicked a domino, right? I might do some checks and balances to make sure all the information is solid in the lease agreement example, and then send it off to the other recipients for final signature. Those are just some of the ways that you can look at letting your processes really drive the bus and thinking through how you would want automation to serve you, because this is a simple example of how looking at refining your processes over time as your experiences or the volume of business you're doing at any one given time might necessitate. Sometimes if it's just one rental, you might not need all of that automation, or you may be laying the groundwork for something greater later. But the point is there's levels to this, and the purpose of it all is to make your life easier. So start simple, but think big, and be able to look at ways that you can nail it with what you're doing now so that you can scale it after you've really gotten some traction in what you're doing. So those are a couple of different ways that I see as an experienced landlord to be able to take processes that are on paper and bring them online, bring them into the other tools that you have that are serving you, and actually orchestrate a nice little symphony of tools working together. And that's how the automation really begins to serve you. So I'd love to get your feedback on other scenarios you as a landlord might have that you've been able to automate and make life easier with using REI Black Book or even some other combination of tools that help to make your life easier. So this is Drew Davis, Black Book Ninjas, bringing you some good landlord tips and strategies for managing and optimizing your business. If you'd like to see more content like this, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.